how much is your YouTube channel worth, and is it for sale? You know, everything has a price. If a company came to me and offered me the right price, I would do it. But I was recently approached by a law firm and said, hey, can we just buy exclusively, like just have us positioned in your website? You get rid of sort of all the other links. You just highlight us every week. I'm like, yeah, you're going to pay top dollars. So like, well, you know, maybe get back to us in 24 hours and let us know what you want. And I threw a figure at them. And of course I knew, A, they can't afford it, and B, they wouldn't do it. So that conversation was over right there and then. But, you know, when you're building out a channel, depending on, you know, like for example, in the gig world, depending your stance on Uber, Lyft, DoorDash and that, you know, are you proactively selling them as a great company? And, you know, maybe some company wants to integrate because they know that you have access to that world, to the gig world. In my case, my channel is really forming the relationships with all the top law firms, not just around the United States, but also abroad. You know, LYFT and Reordian, Potter Handy, Legal Rideshare, and probably 15 other law firms. And that costs the companies Uber and Lyft easily $10 million a year, because the monies that they have stolen from these drivers, rideshare drivers, food delivery drivers, I get back through law firms or through class action attorneys. And they spend big money. So, you know, quick calculation, maybe I've cost these companies about $150 to $200 million over the last 10 years, easily. So what type of money, what type of offer would I accept from Uber and Lyft to go away? Well, I have multiple revenue streams. Let's look at GigRocket and ActivationHero.com that are actively helping drivers get back on the platform, meaning they were wrongfully deactivated, and we have a system in place that gets them back on the platform. One of the main things that these two companies do, that after the paralegals draft the appeals and send everything out, is help the drivers file a claim. Now, every state has a different amount. Texas, you can sue up to $20,000. California, you can sue up to $12,000. New York, you can sue up to $10,000. And every single day, we are filing multiple of these claims, these suits against the company. That costs them an absolute fortune. And then, you know, on the issues of wage theft, on the issues of a driver having an accident, or whatever the case may be, there's tons of lawsuits filed every single year through this channel. So if I had to just throw out a figure, you know, if Uber came along or Lyft came along and said, hey, you know, we'll offer you $2 million, shut your channel down, I'd say, let's talk, right? Let's talk, because there's so many other great things I want to do with my life. I run a couple of companies. I keep myself busy every single day. I love the private chauffeur business. I love the fleet business. I really love interacting with the subscribers and friends on YouTube, but everyone needs a change, you know. So if the right offer came along, my guess is by these companies, I would look at it. I would entertain it, because I do know how much money I cost Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, etc. So I'm just putting that out there in the universe. You usually put things like this out in the universe to attract the right offers. And yes, I am open to it. But again, that law firm, the offer that I made them, A, they can't afford it, B, they won't do it. But the big boys, you know, Uber trading at over $90, they have a lot of money lying around, a lot of cash running around, and they do not need a guy like the rideshare professor in the arena that they have pissed off, you know, under Dara Khosrowshahi. So that's just how it is. You got to get paid at the end of the day. I make a lot of money through the various courses. I make a lot of money working with paralegals, running my fleet of cars, training other people how to become private chauffeurs. So it's a great it's a fun project, it's a fun business, and it has multiple revenue streams. So the offer would have to be high. But I think a company needs to just calculate, how much are we paying out? How many people are running to the FTC? How many people are being funneled to all of these complaint centers, etc., into lawsuits, class action lawsuits, because of one channel alone? I know the power, I know the strength of my word and my channel. You know, if they are ready, I would entertain an offer. But I'm not going to sell out to some little company that thinks that they can push the other sponsors aside and become the exclusive sponsor. It ain't going to happen. Not at their mercy, will not work at their mercy. So they know who they are, this law firm. But again, I'm open for the big offer. The question is, are other YouTubers willing to sell their channel? You know, when you've been in the game for over 10 years, change is good. And I will entertain change. I will entertain offers. And it's time to speak. I have fought 10 hard years for drivers, for rideshare drivers, for food delivery drivers, for drivers all around the globe in form of strikes, protests, etc., in form of working and bringing them the right lawyers, the right paperwork, the right forms, the right class action lawsuits. So maybe it's time to move on. Maybe not. I still have the energy to continue. I enjoy what I'm doing, but I'm putting that out in the universe, wherever the chips may fall. So feel free to comment on this one. Maybe a very different type of video that you were not expecting from me. But my message is to the CEOs. If you want to talk, you know where to find me. Have a good day, everyone, and be safe out there. We're going to continue pushing for better pay for this, yes, for the $100 notes. We're going to keep on pushing for better safety standards. We're going to keep on pushing to keep the statistics down, the deaths, the murders, the carjackings, the sexual assaults, etc. And we're going to keep on fighting wrongful deactivations, wrongful reports made by the riders. We're going to hold the companies responsible. We're also going to hold the riders responsible. If a rider threw you under the bus and got your account deactivated, you should be holding the company as well as the rider accountable. I'll show you how at Activation Hero, where you go after the company and the rider and make both pay. So looking forward to your comments, and stay safe out there, please. Thank you. And by the way, here, just keep on hustling hard, working smart, figuring out ways. Don't take all those shitty trip radar offers and all the crap that they throw at you, but, you know, start cherry picking like a champion. And then do me one huge favor, and this obviously costs the companies a lot as well. Start converting those Uber and Lyft riders into your own private clients. I show you how to set up your own company and become your own private chauffeur and run your own fleet at Gig Rocket. The links are below. God bless you all. Have a good day.